Hi there guys, Colin here. Now I'm more of a hardware guy tinkering with the physical aspects of guitars, amps and effects, but there's another side to sound production, a very virtual software based realm, and bridging the gap between those two worlds would be impulse responses, and if that's an unfamiliar term to you, then an impulse response is the way an output source responds to an input stimulus. So in the case of guitar cabs, that is the sound and the way a guitar cab responds when you put a guitar signal through it. Now, these impulse responses can be applied to a recorded guitar track to make the direct injection sound like it's coming through a real cab, which is a fantastic thing for the studio because it means you can swap cabs in and out to get different sounds very easily, and it also means you can record without having to crank the volume really loud. So if you're doing some silent home recording, guitar impulses are something you should really look at. Not all impulse packages are created equal, however, and very few of them come close to the sound of a genuine amp and cab. Enter Rosen Digital then, a new company headed up by sound producers and session guitarists Joe Quick and Chris Lucas. Rosen claim that the problem with the majority of impulse packages is despite there being a lot of amp and microphone options to choose from, very few of them relate well to a real mix. So they've streamlined their product to select only a handful of impulses that they compared to real professional recordings, and if those impulses didn't stand up, they did them again until they did. So what you're left with is a couple of really well planned out, workable, proper impulses that sound as good as what you'll find on genuine professional recordings. Rosen have also done extensive product testing with focus groups of sound producers, guitarists and general listeners, comparing their impulses to other impulse responses on the market, and it was found in all those focus groups that the Rosen impulses were the only ones that got close to the sound of a real guitar amp and cab. So these are big claims from Rosen. I've got my hands on their impulse package right now, and I'm going to jump across to my computer and let you hear what it's doing. Okay, so I've got my Pro Tools loaded up here and I've recorded down some guitar. I've taken the line out from my amp's effects send and plugged it straight into my Presonus, and I'm recording guitar tracks like that. At the same time, I'm also picking up the sound from my Laney cab with the Black Sennheiser 609 for a real cab comparison. Right now, with no impulse applied, this track here sounds like this. Absolutely terrible. So let's apply an impulse from the Rosen set. They have a range of cabs to choose from, everything from Orange and Marshall to Fender and Buddha. We'll start with the Mesa rectifier, and we get a thick, powerful sound that's very impressive. We can try something else, perhaps the Buddha Superdrive. We'll try number 3. Instantly we get a very different sound, but still what sounds to me like an accurate account of the cab. The Marshall 1960 is probably the cab I'm most familiar with from playing live shows and the like, so let's hear that one. Now that's exactly the kind of sound I'd expect from a 57 and a 1960. Okay, last one, let's try a Fender. The Twin always seems pretty waspy to me under distortion. And that holds true here, but it certainly sounds like the amp rather than a simulation. All the impulses have a very full, natural response. I've heard others that are paper thin and very two-dimensional, whereas these I can certainly see myself using in applications where I need a different sound to what my Laney cab can provide. Talking of the Laney, let's do a bit of an A-B comparison. The Mesa Rec one is the closest to the sound of my Laney cab in 609 that the Rosen set has. So I'll let you hear what the recording sounds like from the Laney cab with the 609. This is the real cabinet response here. And let's hear the Mesa impulse compared to that. And as you can see, the responses are very like the real thing. The impulses don't sound flat or empty next to the real cab. They're very comparable indeed. I think these Rosen impulses are fantastic for beginners and people who are just getting into this sort of sound production, as you're only getting the 3 impulses per cab, so there's not like an overwhelming amount to choose from. You've got ones that work right there for you, and obviously that's going to be a massive time saver for professionals as well, who are just looking for impulses that actually work in a mix, and all of the ones that we've got here just work. that was the Rosen Impulse Pack. I thought very, very impressive. If you want to check out their website, see what they're up to, and maybe even download some of those impulses for yourself, you can go to their website, which is here, and I'll also have a link in the description box, so you can go there, buy any of the impulses, and learn a bit more about them if you're interested. Now, as always, you can hit that subscribe button so that you can follow all the content that I'll be coming out with. Also available on all the social medias, so you can come and say hi to me there, or leave a comment in the comment box below. Let me know what you thought of this video, what you thought of the impulses, and if you get any suggestions for the future. That's all for now, guys. Take care and keep it loud.